In the heart of what we now call Mexico, a remarkable story began centuries ago. The Mexica, a nomadic people, were searching for a home, guided by a prophecy from their god, Huitzilopochtli. He told them to look for an eagle perched upon a cactus, devouring a snake. After generations of wandering through harsh landscapes, their faith unwavering, they pushed into the fertile Central Valley. Often seen as unwelcome outsiders, they adapted and learned, their resilience extraordinary. They carried their culture and the belief that a great future awaited. In 1325 they saw it on a marshy island in Lake Texcoco. A majestic eagle, feathers glinting, stood on a cactus, a serpent in its beak. This was the sign to build their home. This swampy spot became the foundation of Tenochtitlan, a testament to their faith. A monumental feat, they built up the land island by island. Over 2 centuries it grew into a magnificent metropolis. Tenochtitlan, a city of canals and pyramids, was born from faith in a powerful vision, a marvel of human ingenuity. The Aztec world was a place of great structure and order. Society was organized like a pyramid, with the most powerful person at the very top. This was the emperor, or the Huitzilopochtli, which means great speaker. He was seen as a semi-divine figure, chosen by the gods to lead his people. He lived in a magnificent palace, surrounded by luxury, and his word was law. Below him were the nobles and high priests, who helped him govern the vast empire, collect tributes from conquered lands, and ensure that the sacred rituals were performed correctly. This rigid hierarchy ensured that everyone knew their place and their purpose within the grand scheme of the empire. Below the ruling class were the mighty warriors. In Aztec society, warfare was a vital and celebrated part of life. A boy's greatest ambition was often to become a respected warrior. Through bravery and success in battle, even a commoner could rise in status, earning land, titles, and prestige. The most elite soldiers belonged to special warrior societies, like the fearsome Eagle Warriors and Jaguar Warriors, who wore spectacular costumes made from feathers and animal pelts to intimidate their enemies on the battlefield. These warriors were the instruments of the empire's expansion, bringing new territories and peoples under Aztec control and ensuring a steady flow of tribute back to the capital. The largest group of people forming the base of the societal pyramid were the commoners. This group included farmers, merchants, artisans, and craftspeople. Farmers were the backbone of the empire, working tirelessly to cultivate the land and produce the food that fed the entire population. The artisans were incredibly skilled, creating beautiful pottery, intricate featherwork, and dazzling jewelry from gold, silver, and precious stones. Merchants, known as Pochteca, traveled long distances to trade for exotic goods like turquoise, cacao beans, and tropical bird feathers, often acting as spies for the emperor in foreign lands. Everyone in Aztec society had a role to play, and education was important for all children, regardless of their social standing. Boys were taught history, religion, and the art of warfare, while girls learned the skills needed to run a household, weave textiles, and prepare food. There were different schools for the children of nobles and the children of commoners, but this focus on learning ensured that the traditions, beliefs, and skills of the Aztec people were passed down carefully from one generation to the next. This structured society allowed their civilization to function efficiently and to flourish for nearly 200 years. The Aztecs lived in a world they believed was created and controlled by powerful gods. Their religion influenced everything from planting crops to waging war. They worshipped a vast pantheon of deities, each with their own distinct personality. 2 of the most important gods were Huitzilopochtli, the god of the sun and war, and Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, who was the god of wind, knowledge, and creation. The Aztecs believed they had a sacred duty to keep these gods happy, as their favor was essential for the survival of the world. Huitzilopochtli was the patron god of the Mexica people, who guided them to Tenochtitlan. As the sun god, he was in a constant battle against darkness, requiring human life force or precious water to maintain the balance of the universe. Quetzalcoatl was a benevolent creator god who gave humanity knowledge. One legend told of how he created humans. Another story told of how he was forced to leave his people, promising to return, a prophecy that would impact the Aztec Empire. To honor their gods, the Aztecs held elaborate religious festivals and ceremonies, timed to their calendars. Priests were respected members of society who dedicated their lives to studying the stars and presiding over rituals. These ceremonies involved music, dancing, feasting, and offerings. For the Aztecs, these acts of worship were a communal responsibility, a sacred contract with the gods, ensuring the continued existence of their people and the world. Tenochtitlan was an architectural wonder, a testament to Aztec ingenuity. At its center stood the sacred precinct. Dominating the skyline was the Templo Mayor, or Great Temple, a colossal stepped pyramid. Life in the city was vibrant. A network of canals served as streets. Straight causeways connected the island to the mainland. Aqueducts brought fresh water. The city's cleanliness astonished the Spanish. One of the most spectacular sights was the Great Market of Tlatelolco. This bustling marketplace was where tens of thousands gathered to trade. Here one could find anything imaginable. Cacao beans were used as currency. Market officials ensured fair trade. To feed the city, the Aztecs developed chinampas. These artificial islands, or floating gardens, were built in Lake Texcoco. Farmers filled enclosures with mud and vegetation. This created fertile plots to grow crops year-round. These chinampas allowed the Aztecs to sustain a city of over 200,000 people. In 1519, the world of the Aztecs was about to change forever. Ships appeared off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico carrying Spanish conquistadors led by Hernán Cortés. They brought powerful weapons and horses, unknown to the Aztecs. Emperor Moctezuma II received news of these newcomers with concern. Cortés's arrival seemed to fit the prophecy of the returning god Quetzalcoatl, causing Moctezuma to hesitate. He sent lavish gifts, hoping they would leave. But these treasures only fueled the Spaniards' desire for conquest. As Cortés marched inland, he formed alliances with tribes who resented Aztec rule. When they reached Tenochtitlan, they were initially welcomed. But tensions rose due to the Spaniards' greed and attempts to replace Aztec gods with Christianity, erupting into conflict. The siege of Tenochtitlan was brutal. Smallpox decimated the population, weakening their ability to fight. After a long siege, Tenochtitlan fell in August 1521. The Aztec Empire came to a tragic end.